Today we're going to be making badge buddies. We're going to be using two different types of materials. First is going to be your MDF and second is going to be your acrylic. I'm just giving you a couple different options to use depending on what you like better. Hey everyone, I'm Brittany, owner of Scotland Designs. I create custom gifts and accessories, and I wanted to show you how I make my badge buddies because these are a good seller for me and they would probably be good in your shop to carry as well. So I just wanted to share the wealth of information and give you something new to bring to your store. So let's get started. First things first, we're going to have to make our badge buddies to an SVG. I've already got them in here as the SVG with their appropriate sizes. Here is my listing that I have on Etsy. You can just see the sizes for yourself, and you can pause it here and copy it and make them from those. We're only going to be working on the oversized vertical badge holders. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my design and shrink it down to fit my badge buddy. And then we're just going to duplicate it, and we're going to make a teacher badge buddy also. I know a lot of teachers use these. Some have the badge holder, like the plastic badge case. Some don't, but we're just, for the sake of the video, going to do them both the same. So now we're going to need to add the names. I do like to make them under an inch so they can fit at the bottom of the buddy. That gives enough space for your name to be seen and for the plastic case on top to not cover the name. So once we have both of the names added to our design, we are going to duplicate each one of them and make sure you have two, which is a front and a back. And then we're going to print it out. Y'all, this is my first print on this Sublimation printer, and it looks so good. We're going to go into our wecreat software, and we are going to pick the type of material we have. I always use for MDF the 3mm basswood, so that's what I'm choosing here. So we're going to add our design where it fits. For this one, I use 75 power, 3-speed, 3 passes. I'm going to keep it at 85 just because I feel like that's enough power. I didn't feel like the 75 was enough, but it still cut like I wanted it to. We're going to follow the same steps as we did for the MDF for the acrylic, except for the acrylic, I'm going to actually choose black plastic at 3mm. And then I'm going to do my cut setting as 90 power, 2-speed, and 3 passes. So we're going to be using our Houston acrylic double-sided MDF, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take it and we are going to mask it. We're going to put our blue masking tape on it front and back. That way it doesn't have as much char on there. And then our other product is going to be this acrylic from CMB. So if you can see with the wecreat Vista, it auto measures it, and you're going to see it in the software on the computer screen. So you need to make sure that this red dot is hitting on the actual material. If it's not on the material, it's not going to measure it correctly, and it won't give you a measurement. So all right, we have everything cut out. Here is our acrylic. That looks really good. And our MDF, all we need to do is we need to take, I use blue shop towels. So we're going to take that, get it wet, run it under some water. Or you can use your wet wipes. And I use both actually. But today we are going to be using blue shop towels. shop towels. Why did I say it like that? And then this is just to get the char off. I run it like this. I do use gloves because I don't like having to clean it off my hands because it leaves your hands really dirty. Not a fan. Pull off our blue tape. Whoop. Sorry, I hit you. And we'll do the blue tape over here. There we go. And now I do like to go in with my blue, whatever this thing is, blue towel again. And you can see on some of it, like up here, there is a little bit of charring on the board, and I just want to remove that. So I'm just going to take me another paper towel. This is alcohol. So I like to just use this. And I'm actually going to wipe my acrylic with it also, because you can see a little bit here of just a little bit of char or overspray of where it was cutting out. And just doing that removes all of that. And that's good to go. Those look great. Okay. Now we're going to take our sublimation sheets that we've already printed out, and let's just see how these are going to fit on here. I have it pretty much set to size. I probably should have went just a little bit bigger, but I did not. But that looks great right there. And this one looks perfect right there. So we know they're going to fit, and it's going to be exactly to size. So I like to go in use my scissors and cut them out. I'm very excited about pressing these with my new printer. I'm excited to see how it actually looks. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is on the MDF, I'm going to do the teacher's one. And on the acrylic, I'm going to do the lemon. So with the acrylic, because it is very like flimsy and pliable once it gets heated, I like to use, let me grab it from right here. This is a marble stone. This is actually what I take my pictures on for Etsy and my website. So I just use this. I think I got it from Target. No, I got it from Marshall's for $13. So this thing is so heavy. I set it on top of it. Now, you'll see in the video. I set it on top of this acrylic to make sure it lays flat. So, all right. And instead of my tape, my heat tape today, I am going to use my Pro Spray. So let's go spray each one of these. All right, let's make sure you are. All right, that is perfect. There we go, my spray, holding it on. And then let me go spray this one. This is the bad thing about this glue. It's great, but if you don't get it in the right spot, it sticks and you have to redo it. Okay, let's put you here. Okay. We are good there. So both of them are set perfectly. Now let's go press them. All right, so we're gonna do our MDF one first. We are gonna run this at 380 for 60 seconds. I go between 380, 385, 390, 400, but the sweet spot is usually like 380, 385, and that's with everything that I do. Look how pretty she is. Look at that. That looks so good. And now we're gonna do our acrylic one. So with the acrylic, I like to move it over here, take my piece and set it on top and press it down and make sure it's even and just let it sit. I let it sit for about 5 minutes. All right, let's take this off and see what she looks like. Okay, that's just paper. Look how pretty she is. Oh my God. How cute. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do the other side, and once we get her pressed, we will come back up and look at it a little bit more. All right, so we have both of these pressed. They are beautiful. So what we need to do with the acrylic, you have to go in and clean it off, because if you look at it, oh, you can see some of the paper sticks to it, and that it's like sort of like a matte type feel. I mean, you can't feel it obviously, but you can see, I don't know what that is. I need to clean it off. But I'm gonna go in and use alcohol and a blue rag. Sometimes you'll have to get in there with that nail. Whew, that's making my skin crawl, having to do that. Sit it on there just a little bit. And you may have to work it off with your nail. All right, and she feels good over on here. And let's see, I'm just gonna spray some right there, because there's some, oh, there we go, got it. And she is done. How pretty. And then here is the other one. They look great. They look so good. All right, let's dive back up. Dive? Are we gonna dive up? Let's go up and talk more about them. I do really like how both of these looked. So whether you're an acrylic person or an MDF person, that's solely up to you. I do like the MDF better, just because I feel like I mess up on acrylic a lot more than I do on MDF, but that's me. I can work with both of them, but I just feel like I do better with the MDF. So they both have like a glossy shine to them, and I just like, they look really good. Now here is what it looks like whenever you add your plastic badge holder case to it. And then it just, you know, sits like this. I do offer 4 sizes. I have the oversized vertical, what is this? Oversized vertical and then the regular vertical, and that's your difference. Now, the only difference between these two is if you are using your plastic badge case also. And then I also offer the oversized horizontal and then just the regular horizontal. So if you are looking for those, I do offer the SVGs on my website and on my Etsy. So you can pick those up there. I have the specs already made, but in the video I showed you how to do it, and you can just use that as well. Let's talk pricing. So a 12 by 18 sheet of the acrylic from CMB Acrylic is $7.99, and the 12 by 19 sheet from Houston Acrylic is $10.99. I can get about 9 out of either one of those, maybe 10 if I'm really good at like Tetrising them. I can get 9 or 10, and you're probably in it about, I'll say, $2.50 to $3. That's with all of your supplies, your time, you know, with your cutout. So they are pretty profitable, and like I said, it's a really good piece to have in your shop to sell. So if you enjoyed seeing this video and you want to see more tutorials like this or some of my everyday stuff, I am posting on Wednesdays, and then I also have been trying to do my reels a lot, and I've been trying to post those daily, but it's really hard to do that. So let me know which one you prefer, the acrylic or the MDF, and I would love for you to like and subscribe and come check me out on my next video. So we will see you next week. All right, bye.